The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
With so many people living longer, the fear of outliving your money becomes a reality for many of us. Will I be a financial burden? Will I outlive my money? How will I be remembered? My name is Neil Himmelstein, president of Main Street Planning Group. Please contact me by visiting mainstreetplanninggroup.com. That's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. I will introduce you to strategies that will guarantee you will not outlive your money, that can guarantee you will not be a burden on your loved ones. Through a collaborative approach, we will uncover solutions that offer tax-efficient strategies, lifetime income, and legacy planning, choice, organization, direction, and education. That is the code we stand behind. Contact mainstreetplanninggroup.com, that's mainstreetplanninggroup.com, or call 631-647-4694. And listen to me every Friday at 3 p.m. as I host the Main Street Code for Financial Success, right here on 103.9 LI News Radio. Good afternoon! Welcome to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. Here at Main Street, we deal with hundreds of advisors all across the country, dealing in areas of life insurance, annuities, disability, long-term care, and general financial planning. I'm your host, Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. When we talk about our code, we talk about choice, organization, direction, and education. In past programs, we've talked about guaranteed income for life. We've talked about life insurance, living benefits attached to life insurance, income protection. We've talked about long-term care. We've gone through all the different tax implications that are going on with businesses, with 401ks and IRAs. Today, I want to talk a little bit more about picking an advisor to work with. You know, when you buy a refrigerator, you buy a car, how much research do you go into in buying that car? You look at, well, do I want a Volkswagen? Do I want a Mercedes? Do I want a used car? Do I want a new car? Do I want it to have cruise control? Do I want to have a good stereo? Do I want it to be safe? You go through all this. I know I do when I buy a car. I want to know, I happen to like a particular type of car, but we all go through tremendous research when we buy our car. We even do research when we buy a refrigerator or a stereo or anything that we're buying today. We do research. But are you doing that research on your financial advisor? If your financial advisor is equity licensed, you can go on FINRA.org and check him out. See if he's been to a lot of different broker-dealers. See if there's any complaints. Also, you can go on someone's LinkedIn. See who they're associated with. See if they have referrals. See if there's testimonials. Go on their Facebook. If it's some person you're about to meet and you see on their Facebook they're sitting there in bikinis on the beach and that's not your type of person, you're not going to have a good relationship. And finally, last week we had a guest on the show and we talked about NAFA, which is a professional organization that I belong to, that I believe all advisors should belong to, but at the very minimum, they should belong to some sort of professional organization that backs them up. And you also want to see what type of social or community things they're involved in. What are they doing for the community? Okay, who is this person I'm about to work with? That's a very key question. The second thing that we do is we act as quarterbacks for financial advisors, including attorneys, CPAs, in what we do. It's very important to have a team. And with any team, you need a quarterback. And why is that important? Well, all the financial instruments you have, whether it's an investment, whether it's a loan, whether it's a real estate, no matter what it is, it all has to be coordinated. So I like to put together financial teams. You may have a special attorney that you like or an accountant that you like or advisor you like. They may be very good in their line of work, and they may do great work for you in that specific area, but there may be other areas of your financial life that you do not have properly organized. And that's what we talk about organization. When you meet with a planner or when you're working with somebody helping you plan out your life, whether it's your retirement, whether it's paying off loans, whether it's post-retirement, whether it's for Medicare planning or Medicaid planning or long-term care planning or estate planning or business succession planning, it usually requires a couple different elements. Yes, there's an insurance component, there's an accounting component, and there's a legal component. So it's nice to have all three components working together with the same plan. It makes your life easier. It makes your life better. So that's my word for the day. It's called team. You want to organize your team. You want to have a quarterback of your team that can help put the team together and create what's good for you. When you're doing planning, it's always about you and your family or your business, but it's about you. A big red flag, a big beware. I hate when somebody comes to me with a canned presentation. It happened to me this morning before I came to work. At 7 a.m., I'm looking at this canned presentation from a very wealthy person who wants to do very much great things for her 3 children. Very wealthy people want to do great things, and she was presented this canned presentation and asked, what do I think? Well, what I think is that we need to have a conversation. And we need to have a conversation about what are your needs and what are your goals, not this canned presentation, because it doesn't do anything. It's got to be about you. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody has different needs. Everybody has different goals. Everybody has a little different this, a little different that. Which brings me to the very first word of what we do, and that's choice. You need someone who can be objective and give you lots of choices. Not one company or one plan or one this. You have to have choices. What's best for you is not necessarily best for somebody else. So A, pick the right people. Do your homework on those people. Check out their website. Check out their LinkedIn. Don't be fooled by a glossy presentation. That's not what you need. You need somebody to go over what your needs are and help you. The first thing we do, so we talked about choice, organization is key. So once you find that one person you trust, now you want to go to the organization part. Lay out your concerns. Show us where your credit cards are, where your debt is, where your mortgage is. Are you paying the right mortgage rate? Your life insurance. Do you have the right beneficiaries? Do you not have life insurance? Do you need life insurance? Do you have income protection? What do you have at work? What don't you have at work? All these things, when they're laid out, a proper plan can be put together. And that's when we get from choice to organization. And it's only after you start doing that organization can we actually give you direction. That's our third letter. Choice, organization, direction. And then we can educate you as to the best courses of action, courses. And now the most important part of any financial plan. You could go to the best planner in the world, and you like this person, and they're organized, and they understand you, and they get you. But you need to now go into what I call implementation. Implementation. Have a plan. Implement it. Work towards your plan. Have a plan. Implement it. Work towards your plan. It's my big 3 words of advice today. So, to recap, know who you're doing business with. See if they're in any professional organizations. Ask a lot of questions. Check out the FINRA report if they're securities license. Check out their LinkedIn. Check out their Facebook. Know who you're talking to before you do, and make sure that you feel comfortable you're dealing with the person you want to deal with. You're listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. My name is Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. You can go to my website, mainstreetplanninggroup.com. We're here to help you. We're here to help your advisor. And we're here to help your financial advisor, your accountant, your attorney. And we're here to help you with any financial decisions that you may have or be wanting to make. And we look forward to meeting you. Please contact us with any questions. Thank you. Welcome back to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. You're listening to Neil Himmelstein from Main Street Planning Group, where we offer the code: choice, organization, direction, and education. And we work with hundreds of advisors across the country in the areas of insurance, planning, annuities, disability, long-term care, and we talk about all these topics. Businesses and individuals use us for lots of information. One of the things that came across my desk today, which is a very important topic, is if you have children with special needs. Special needs, whether they have autism or they can't handle themselves financially, you really need to do some extra planning with special needs. So many people make the mistake of, trying to do the right thing, but their legal documents and things aren't in order. And let me just explain. So one of the things that we use with children with special needs is we set up special need trusts. Now that's set up with an attorney. You want an attorney who's very knowledgeable in that area. We can help you find a good attorney in that area. You want somebody who specializes in special needs planning. In special needs planning, what that attorney is going to do is, A, help you get other support, government support that you may need, and where you really have to look at somebody with special needs, not just currently, with their needs and everything else, and you're trying to earn a living and do some different things, but you also have to look at the future. If you're not around, how is that child going to be taken care of into adulthood if they can't take care of themselves? So the worst thing you can leave a special needs child, and let's say you have 3 children and one of them has special needs. Well, you don't want to leave the house to all 3 children, because the special needs child, it could disqualify them from getting any governmental benefits by leaving them the house. So it would hurt all the children. You can't leave lots of cash to a special needs person either who doesn't know how to handle money, unless it's inside a trust where it can be handled properly. And not only that, it also protects any other benefits that they may be receiving without having that special needs trust. Quite often, if you want to leave money and you want to split up your estate, whether it be a house or property or your investments, one of the biggest things to leave inside a special needs trust is cash. And the easiest way to leverage cash is to buy a life insurance policy inside a special needs trust that specifically takes that part of the estate you want that child to have. So you designate a separate policy owned by the special needs trust for the benefit of the special needs trust, which is for the benefit of that child or children. That's kind of the big thing. That's the easiest thing to leave inside that trust is cash. And the easiest cash to have is leverage cash when you need it. So that's how we deal with special needs. There are other very complicated things that come into play when you're doing special needs planning or any planning. And again, if you were here at the beginning of the conversation, what we were talking about earlier is having a quarterback to lead your team and do it properly. Not only have a good special needs attorney, have a financial planner, have an insurance planner, have an accountant that all are on the same page with you and your planning. Planning can be very complicated. One of the other areas we talked about in past, but I want to go into a little more detail, is financing of life insurance premiums. Many times, you have a large need for insurance, maybe 10 million, 15 million, 20 million, and you don't want to pay with current dollars because much of your current dollars is being used to buy property or buy real estate or buy other businesses. So to alleviate that, we actually borrow the money from a third party. They call that premium financing. So that third party lends you the money and you pay interest for a certain number of years. Okay, sometimes all the years. And then you have a high cash value insurance policy in a high death policy, and we overfund it to the max with the intent of paying the bank back with all that cash sitting in the insurance policy. So we're leveraging your dollars to leave multiple millions of dollars behind. Now, the money is paid back for the cash inside the insurance policy. Then you don't pay anymore. It's a great, great way of leveraging very large life insurance policies. And if you're in that situation where you know you need coverage, but you don't really want to pay for it, it also minimizes your gifting. There's a lot of reasons to do it. And with interest rates being low today, now is the time to really utilize the low interest rates to leverage your future and your family's future. Many of the new plans I've been seeing are using it on the accumulation side as well. So not only are you putting in money for yourself, for your retirement in a life insurance policy, and you minimize the death benefit so that you're using the tax advantages of the life insurance policy. If you recall, life insurance grows tax deferred. You can take out the money tax-free, and it has a tax-free death benefit. So you overfund this policy and use it as a tax play, as a tax-free money play, and in addition, you borrow additional funds and overfund it and really let that money accumulate. And if it accumulates a lot less than what you're borrowing at, you pay the bank back, you could leverage a ton of money at retirement. Now, I would recommend you do this on the younger years, but, 20s, 30s is younger years for me. Maybe not for everybody, but for me, 20s and 30s are younger years. Very interesting thing that's going on right now is premium financing for retirement. Very interesting, using other people's money. That's what they do with real estate all the time. People are using life insurance to do the same thing. And the last thing I want to talk about today, and I know I'm shifting topics a lot, but it comes to mind, all these things come up to me during a day, during a week. No matter where you are, if you're working for a company, whether you first started, well, let's just say when you first start with any company, no matter what age you are, hopefully there's a benefit package. Review that benefit package with a financial advisor, please. Every detail. Okay, they give you health insurance. Okay, what kind of health insurance? What's my contribution? Do I need anything else? Maybe they'll give you disability insurance. Okay, that's great, but is that portable? Is it enough to cover me, my income, in case I become disabled? Is it enough? Or what if I get sick and leave the company? Do I have it anymore? Very important. Is it portable? 401k options. Want to look, they have a 401k. Is there a match? What are the investment funds? What do I know about the investment funds? I would venture to say you probably don't know, and you want to speak to somebody, your HR person doesn't know. They're not trained in that area. This is why you need to speak to a financial planner who will go through it with you in quite detail. And what they'll do is they'll look at your risk portfolio. They'll look at how much risk you're willing to take, look at how much you're able to afford to pay, what the match is, and all these details can be set it and forget it to some extent, but that's how you accumulate wealth. You've been listening to the Main Street Code for Financial Success. This is Neil Himmelstein. I can be reached at 631-647-4694. I'm at mainstreetplanninggroup.com if you want to check me out on the web. Look at my LinkedIn, look at my website, look at what I'm involved in, look at what everybody's involved in. Know who you're dealing with. Thank you and have a blessed day. Have a terrific summer. Summer is here.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.